Chapter 2. From Confusion to Clarity. Why is my heart dissatisfied? Vyasa pondered very deeply, sitting in an isolated spot at the bank of Saraswati river. Then he said within himself, I followed all my spiritual practices properly. I perfectly worshipped the Vedas and the Gurus, and I divided one Veda into four and wrote the Mahabharata, by which even simple people can get benefited. But still, why am I feeling so incomplete? By by such honest self-examination, Vyasa could figure out the cause for his dissatisfaction. He thought it may be because I did not adequately describe the divine activities of Lord Krishna and the bhakti in my books. Bhakti or loving devotional service to Krishna is the natural activity for all the living beings. The path of bhakti is the most pleasing to pure devotees and the Lord Himself. As Vyasa was thinking, thus his guru, Narad Muni, came to his hermitage. Vyasa stood up respectfully, welcoming his guru, and worshipped him. Narada knew the situation of Vyasa and the cause of his dissatisfaction. So he smiled and said, Dear Vyasa, in the books you have written, you have not sufficiently stressed the glories or path of bhakti, and you have not elaborately described the glories and pastimes of Lord Krishna. Please do it now. Only then your heart will be satisfied. Even an imperfectly written book is appreciated by saints if it describes the wonderful superhuman activities of God. It's very satisfying experience for the heart to hear, read, write or speak the pastimes of Lord Krishna and his devotees. Vyasa identified the reason for his dissatisfaction by introspection, and Narad Muni reconfirmed it. To inspire Vyasa, Narada narrated his own past life. I was the son of a maid servant in my previous life. By the holy association of the great devotees called the Bhakti Vedantas, I was inspired to perform bhakti. Thus, I became Narad Muni and attained the spiritual body. The results of the sincere practice of bhakti are eternal. By bhakti, one can attain the supreme shelter of God and be relieved of all miseries. Bhakti transforms even sinful people into virtuous people. So please write Srimad Bhagavatam emphasizing the path of bhakti vividly. Narada brought a great clarity in Vyasa's thought and gave him specific direction for his further writing work. Having thus advised Vyasa, Narad Muni departed. However great one may be, one could get confused at times. Therefore, one needs the guidance of mature persons to overcome the confusion and to attain clarity. Narad Muni personally experienced the power of bhakti. Thus, he had inspired Vyasa to write the glories of bhakti and Lord Krishna and historical narrations of those transformed by bhakti. One who is benefited from bhakti desires to share it with others as well. Did you know Parampara of Srimad Bhagavatam? Lord Krishna originally spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam to Lord Brahma at the beginning of the creation. Brahma later spoke the Bhagavatam to Narad Muni, who later taught it to the Vyasa. Who later taught it to the Vyasadev. Vyasa taught the Bhagavatam to his son Sukdev Goswami, who later narrated it to King Parikshit, Sutta Goswami and others. Sutta Goswami spoke the Bhagavatam to the sages of Naimisaranya headed by sage Saunaka. Thus, the Bhagavatam descended in a chain of authentic teachers, and this bona fide parampara, all the teachers are representatives of Lord Krishna because they transparently transmit the transcendental teachings of Krishna without any deficiency or imagination for our transformation. Therefore, by sincerely hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from an authentic teacher, we can develop a love for Krishna and be freed from all sorrows, confusions, and fears. After that, Vyasa sat to meditate in his devotional mood. In his vision, he saw Lord Krishna and Maya, his illusory energy. He also saw people suffering due to the influence of Maya. He knew that the solution to this suffering was bhakti or loving service to Krishna. Thus, he compiled Bhagavatam vividly explaining the path of bhakti and the activities of Lord Krishna, his incarnations, and his dear devotees. His heart was then fully satisfied. Later, Vyasadeva taught the Bhagavatam to his son Sukdev Goswami. An intelligent human being takes advantage of the timeless wisdom of sacred Bhagavatam by an enlivening social and spiritual life activity. Recollect a situation in your life where your honest introspection helped you in understanding your problem. Mention an incident when a senior's guidance helped you or your friend to come out from confusion and attain clarity. A lesson on guidance. Everyone needs a teacher. Well-wishing gurus guide their students on the right path. Although Vyasa was very exalted and accomplished, he took guidance from his guru Narad Muni. When we think we know everything, we are limited only to what we know and remains confused in certain situations. But when we are submissive to experienced elders and teachers and are open to learning from them, our knowledge increases and overcome confusion. Thank you. Hare Krishna.